Today we're doing Module 1, Lesson 15, and we're doing something similar. We're still dividing decimals, but as you can see by your learning goal today, we're going to figure out what to do when there's a remainder in the smallest unit. Okay, so what I mean by smallest unit is if I have the number 15, what's the smallest unit? What's the smallest unit? The 5 is in the smallest place, but the smallest unit is the ones place. If I have a number like 12.18, what's the smallest unit? Hundredths. Okay, so we're going to find out what to do if we're dividing and we see that we have a remainder in the smallest unit. In order to put this division problem into standard form, we need to put the whole in the house and have the divisor knocking on the door. Which number is the whole? 0.576. What number is is knocking on the door? 4. The divisor is 4. That tells us we're trying to split 576 thousandths into 4 equal groups. Okay? Now, when we are thinking of the standard algorithm, we can think of a family. We go through the same steps each time. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Everyone say that. Dad, mom, sister, brother. Okay, the first thing you do when you use the standard algorithm is you look at your biggest unit that has value. In this number, what's our biggest unit that has value? 5 is not a unit. The 5 is the digit that has value, but the 5 is in which place value? Okay, so our biggest unit is the tenths. So we're going to start with the tenths. Okay, so put your decimal point up here so that you know you're starting with the tenths. The first member of the family is dad. Dad starts with D, which tells you have to divide first. If I have 5 tenths, I want to divide it into 4 groups. How many can I put in each group? 1 tenth. So dad's going to divide and record at the top for the quotient that you can put 1 tenth in each group. He's making sure to line it up the place values. It's 1 tenth and not 1 1, right? Next in the family is mom. Mom is in charge of multiplying to figure out how many tenths we used up. If we put 1 tenth into 4 groups, how many tenths did we use up? 4. Mom can think I do 1 times 4 for a total of 4 tenths that were used up. See how we do that? Once mom multiplies, sister's going to subtract. She knows that we started with 5 tenths. We used 4, so when she subtracts, she'll find out we have how many left? 1 left. Go ahead and record what sister does. Next up is brother. That starts with B, so brother's in charge of bringing down the next unit. Because we had 1 tenth left over, we can regroup that, and when brother brings down the next digit, now we have 17 whats? Hundredths. Very good. Now we went through the whole family. Now we start again. Who's up first? Dad. Dad has to say, okay, we have 17, and I want to split it into 4 groups. How many times was 17 divided by 4? Everyone? 4. So dad's going to record it up at the top. This time he's recording in the hundredths column because we're in hundredths. After dad divides, who's up next? Mom. She needs to multiply to figure out how many hundredths we used up when we divided it into 4 groups. So Charlotte, what 2 numbers does mom need to multiply? 4 times 4. Very good. And what is that? 16. So mom's going to record it down here. Very good. Who's up next? Sister. She has to subtract. I should have written this in black. Okay. Sister's going to know we had 17 hundredths to begin with. We used up 16. So how many are left? 1. Who's up next? Brother's going to bring down our next digit. What's our next digit? 6. That 1 that we had turns into 10 hundredths and for a total of 16 hundredths. Dad's up to bat again. He's going to divide. 16 divided by 4 is 4. He's going to, of course, record it in the hundredths column because now we're in the hundredths. Mom is up next. What does she do? Multiply. Sorry, thousandths. We're going to multiply 4 times 4, which is 16. Sister's going to come and subtract to see what we have left. What do we have left? 0. Is there anything more for brother to bring down? No. So we're done. What is the quotient? 0.576 divided by 4 is 0.144. Just like yesterday, we're going to set ourselves up with a place value chart. Let's start with the ones. And then we really only need tenths right now, but you might need more. I'll just tell you right now, you'll probably need more space. Okay? And then we know to set up the standard algorithm, 1.7 is the whole who lives in the house, And the divisor, we're trying to split it up into 2 groups. So have 2 knocking on the door. Just like we noticed yesterday, we're going to need space down here to split it into 2 groups. So make 2 groups for yourself and number them 1 and 2. Okay, at the top, we're going to draw in the dots to show what we have. How many 1s do we have?
1.
Okay, draw yourself 1 1 there. How many tenths do we have?
7.
Draw yourself 7 dots. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's start to divide. What's my biggest unit that has value?
1.
The 1's place. How many 1s do I have?
1.
Can I split that evenly into 2 groups?
No.
No. So I'm going to put a 0 up here. Dad's going to put a 0 when he divides 1 divided by 2. When I do that, how many 1s did I use up? None. So Mom's going to multiply 0 times 2 is 0. When Sister subtracts, how many 1s do we have left? 1. And we can see it right here, right? When Brother brings down the 7, how does he get 17? Well, this 1 1 gets regrouped and it becomes how many tenths? Let's draw those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see how now we have a total of 17 dots in the tenths column? Let's share those. Dad's going to divide. If I divide 17 divided by 2, how many can I put into each group? 8, right? Because watch this. If I go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, just like we did yesterday, let's share them equally. And you'll see that you can put 8 into each group. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When I do that, how many did I use up? Mom's going to multiply. 8 times 2 is 16. When Sister subtracts, how much is left? 1. You can see I have 1 here. Do I have a remainder in my smallest unit? I have a remainder of what? 1. Does that mean we're done?
No.
No, because what can Brother do? Is there really a 0 here? Is 1.7 the same thing as 1.70?
Yes.
So could Brother bring down 0 hundredths? And when Brother brings down 0 hundredths, we learn really how many hundredths do we have? 10. That's the same thing as taking this 1/10 that's left over, and now I have a hundredths column here, and I can regroup it to become 10 hundredths, can't I? Can I share 10 hundredths equally into 2 groups?
Yes.
How, if Dad divides 10 hundredths into 2 groups, how many hundredths would be in each group? 5. So let's do that, and let's show it on the place value chart. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's these 5. And these 5 will go down here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Mom's going to multiply to see how many hundredths we used up. What's 5 times 2? 10. Sister's going to subtract to see how many we have left. And she's going to find we have 0. When Sister subtracts to find out that we have 0 things left, that means we're done. So what's the quotient? 1.7 divided by 2 is 0.85. Let's check to see on our place value chart if that's what we have. Let's check in one group. How many 1s do we have in this group? 0. How many tenths do we have in this group? 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good. And how many hundredths do we have in this group? 5. Do you see how, once again, the place value chart is exactly the same thing as what's going on in the standard algorithm? Very good.